everyone. Welcome to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please don't forget to give us a little thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, notification bell, tell a friend. Okay, so part 2 of 2 Tons of Fun Thursday. We have 1,000-Pound Best Friends, Season 2, Episode 7, right here waiting for you. Okay. All right. Well,
Here's the thing. Go ahead. I'll let you go first. Go ahead.
Tina had a breakthrough, and it was downhill from there.
Shut up. So I'll say this.
Like
I'm
it's
not
gonna be
mad.
no.
I'm not mad at this episode. I'm not mad at this episode overall. But honestly, to me, Tina was the star of this episode. I'm liking Tina more and more because she she's understanding. She's very aware of who she is and what her issues are. I think last year she was going. I think that was like beginning of the issues with her and her husband. Like really it was really bad in my opinion. That's why her attitude was the way it was. And now she's getting to the point of where it's like, she has to start making choices that are in her best interest, not in the best interest of everyone. That's what she's doing. Here's my theory. She was trying to accommodate everybody. She was trying to accommodate, Tina, the fiance, herself, Johnny. She kept trying to make everything work together versus making the best decision for herself. And I think she finally got to the point when Chris told her, it's like she needed an outside voice to tell her, you need to be selfish, and that's okay. She needed to hear that, and I think once she heard that, all her guilt left. Like her spirit was free of the guilt of wanting to do things for herself. And I think there's no stopping her now. Because this episode, she was like, I used to run. And Dr. Harper was like, really? So I used to run, did this and that. And I think there's no stopping her now. I really don't think she's going to be in too much trouble because she lost the weight. Great job. Also, she's kicking Megan out her basement.
You're jumping ahead of yourself.
We're jumping ahead. Yeah, I know, but go ahead.
Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome Sunway Susan FM. Yay, glad you can make it. Okay. So she's learned the lifelong lesson. You got to take care of yourself first in order to take care of others. But I wonder if she's put herself in the back seat in order to accommodate the wants and needs or the perceived wants and needs of her husband. I wonder if she's been doing that in order to keep him.
I think to a degree, yes. But if that were 100% the case, Megan wouldn't be there in the first place, in my opinion. So I don't think he never wanted Megan there. Never.
Yeah, but but Megan being there would make sense if he left.
True.
If he left, it would make sense.
I have a question for you. Now that you said that again, and I'm not sure if I asked this last week or not. Do you think that he left and Megan moved in when he left versus the picture versus the picture they're painting that they just moved in? You know what I'm saying? Because the way they're painting this picture is like, oh, Megan needs a place to stay, and we're letting them live in our basement versus Megan moving in as emotional support for Tina when her husband left. Two different pictures.
Tell me how it makes sense, because she was 500 pounds at the time when she moved in, right? Down into a basement, and Megan can't climb stairs. Now she's 300 pounds. At 500 pounds, where was she going? How much help was she? Were you sending your kids down there to sit on pee-pee pads so that she could babysit them? And you just collecting her welfare check to help pay your mortgage? Tell me what sense does that make?
Well, I got it. You got me thinking about that. I'm like, that just it would make sense for her just to move someone in with her husband there. Talking about this is what
Mhm.
we're going to do.
And I bet you anything, he tells Tina it's me or her, and that's why she's putting out Megan next week.
Mhm.
He's like, if you don't get rid of her, I'm leaving you again. And she has abandonment issues.
Yep.
So and you're not gonna derail me, Susan. I am watching Maths Australia. Hot mess for the
I gotta
bin.
start watching that.
For the bin. All of them for the bin.
Hold on.
um, so I'm glad Tina had her awakening, but ain't it amazing how she was the biggest prude last year, but this year she got titties flopping everywhere. Nice. Mm. Megan's the only one who ruined that scene for me because she had to make it about herself. They all know I have body image issues. So
But Debbie, not so.
either get in the pool or go away. I have
You
no
are
more patience for her. Okay, let's talk about something much more positive. What about the scene in the bar with Ashley and Vanessa trying to hook up with the dudes at the pool table who had girlfriends?
I mean, I liked it because that's Vanessa though. Like Ashley said, Vanessa will just go for it, and if it doesn't go well, she just walks away. I'm like, hey, why not? And Vanessa is a good friend for Ashley simply because Ashley needs to get out of her own head and quit being so self conscious. And I do understand her point of view, but Vanessa's going to be if your friend can be bold, it makes you feel like you can do it too. And I think
Mm-hmm.
Ashley needs those friends who are more can do
Mm-hmm.
than I can't. And to me, of the group, Megan is that I can't friend. I can't
Mm-hmm.
do this. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I want to do this, but I can't do this. And you may not even realize it that this is a person that's hindering you from your own success because they pull you with you because your mindset is already on that end of like I can't do it, so why try? Even when you try to get out of that, if you have a friend who's like that, like I can't, you fall into that trap. So I think she actually needs to spend more time with Vanessa and less time with Megan, and that's just my overall opinion. Because
I agree with you.
he, Megan is always like, well, I want to do this, but I'm not sure. I want to do that, but I'm not
Megan's
sure. It's like,
a
well,
cheerleader. She's on the
me,
sidelines. She's cheering you on to go and do it. But then when you ask her to join in, she's like, "No, I'm good here on the sideline shaking my pom poms. You go ahead. I no, I have issues. No, 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 no. But good on you. You go ahead and don't tell me anything about my pom poms or anything like that because I'm going to take offense to it. But you go ahead and you do it. Yay, you." That is Megan, and she's irritating.
and there's no growth to her. Like
Mm-hmm.
every character is making their strides. Ashley's are smaller than the rest, as we've seen, but she's
Mm-hmm.
at least doing her best to push. I feel with Megan, and I'm gonna say how it is, she does
Mm-hmm.
not want to get married. This is the way I see it. She's not
But here's the
excited.
thing,
Mm-hmm.
this storyline that they've created for her with regards to the wedding, it doesn't even feel real. Well, I never thought the relationship was real to begin with because I never saw any chemistry between the two of them. But then all of a sudden, she's deciding she's going to get married. Have you noticed that we haven't heard anything from him regarding the wedding? Like, does he know he's getting married someday to this woman? Like, I know he
I mean,
proposed, but does
right.
he know that like, she's talked to the ladies about this, but we haven't seen her talk to him about it. Have we, or have I just tuned out?
I haven't heard them. Well, I will say this. I haven't heard them sit down and talk about wedding plans. I'll put it that way.
And the thing is that she just made this proclamation that she's getting married, like, I guess in the fall or something like that. But if you've decided to do this, shouldn't you have had like at least a conversation with him and say, babe, I know we've been engaged for 2 years or whatever. Let's finally get this thing done. Let's have a little small wedding. I'll put it all together. I'll give you the detail. Like, I would have appreciated seeing something like that. Not you telling your girlfriends, or maybe after you spoke with him, then you tell the
Hmm.
girls. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, I'm not talking to my girlfriends about me going ahead with a wedding if I haven't spoken to the guy yet. And I think things like this should be brought on the show to make it believable to people like me
Hmm.
who don't believe y'all are in a relationship. I don't know.
I think what it is that most of the times when we see these weddings on these shows, there is generally a group effort. Like the husband, like the fiancés are together making the plans. Yes, does one generally take over? Yes, but at least you see them planning it together in some sort of way. Like, the bachelorette party, the bachelor party. Like, is he having a bachelor party?
He didn't even
Like,
go to the cake tasting. Why was Tina there? Or Tina could have been there as the driver, but why wasn't he there to taste the cake? It's his wedding.
mm,
I gave him a pass for the wedding dress, but the cake, I would think the bride and groom would show up for that.
right. Like all the tasting, generally it's the two people getting married.
Mhm. Okay, so FM says struggle to see how these shows get renewed with the storylines and content that they currently do. The most interesting is seeing when Megan gonna get kicked out, but that's sad. Well, at least we know that she can climb stairs now. Um, I noticed that Vanessa's hair color and makeup wash her out. I hope she gets a full on Mama June makeover when she gets skin surgery. Agreed. Agreed. These people are not friends. It's actually disgusting how competitive some are with each other and how emotionally stunted they are during doctor's appointments. These women are grown. Okay, so they are friends. Like, Ashley and Vanessa are actual best friends. And Tina and Megan are actual best friends, even though they all knew each other in school. But that's where the best friends are. And I think that showed in this episode, particularly because of how they divvied them up. Like, Ashley has issues with self confidence. So, who does she go, man hunting with? Vanessa, because that's the person that she trusts. And also, probably, well, she says confidence, but I'm thinking it's because even when Vanessa was at her biggest, she was still getting dick.
Right.
Just saying. Let's see. And why wouldn't Johnny be involved in the cake testing? Johnny is Tina's husband. John is Megan's fiance. Exactly. I question that. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. And if he didn't want to go, why you ain't want to go? Like, do you not know we getting married, or do you not care about us getting married? I don't know. All I've ever seen of him was in bed. Oh. This wedding is just a fantasy, just like her theme. Yes, I agree with that. In Megan's head, she's just going through emotions like it's really going to happen. John is lazy. Megan says that she has to wake him up so he can go to work. Well, much like a child.
Hmm.
Yeah, much like a child. That's a good point about the cake. Uh, Tina and Ashley have a bond as well, though. Ashley is never paired with Megan on anything. I think Ashley has a low tolerance for Megan because she okay. I don't think she appreciates that Megan is always telling them what to do, but then doesn't hear when they try to do the same to her. Because I think she mentioned that. And she probably still holding it against her that she threw away her little journal book. I'd have beat her with it. Bet John is getting some monies for his participation in this show. Well, he better use that money to go and find some place for them to live. What a great job income source to be on this show because there's little to no actual entertaining content. Oh my God, FM. They don't have to do anything but be there in the camera shot. Jesus Christ. So true. So true. What else happened on this? Wait, what was that? Wow. Poor Bruce Willis. Um, all right. So what did you think about I didn't like the cake tasting scene, whatever. Nice to see the baker providing so many different options. Um Yay. But otherwise I didn't particularly like that scene.
It was fake,
The
but
the
okay.
the best scene was the one at the bar, and when Vanessa got up on the bull, the uh it's just a bucking bull, or what do you call it? Just
Yeah,
a bull?
mechanical bull,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, mechanical bull. There you go. I've never done one of those. I don't
Let's go
think I've
back to the
ever
cake
been in
tasting.
an establishment that had one, but I've never done one.
All right, so the cake tasting.
What
Fake.
about it?
It's fake. Because I'm sorry. Sorry. Because you not gonna
Mhm.
sit up here and tell me
Mhm.
that you just happen to have keto and no sugar options available. Shut up. Y'all really trying to
No,
act like y'all
a
ain't been
lot
there
of
before.
bakers do. A lot of bakers do have that now.
I'm just working within the context of this show. For you to
Oh.
sit up there, to walk in, hi, nice to meet you. Okay, I want this. And, I really like, Renaissance and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay. And she's like, oh, like, how about like a dragon encircling the castle? Oh my God, I love that. Okay, now here's cake options. She did not explain the cake options when they said like, well, we're trying to lose this weight, and we're really trying to stay on track. Okay, by on track meaning you're trying to do this more in 2 weeks. Fantastic, fine, whatever. Oh,
Uh,
we have the shut up. I'm sorry, I don't like that. That's not real life. In my opinion, that's not real life because at least either you guys had to have a conversation. Y'all have had to have been there before for her to have those options available. You not gonna sit here um and convince me of that. It's annoying. Go in, say, hey, you know, have my wedding. This is my idea, but I'm trying to stick to my diet. And okay, let me back up. Stop. Sorry. Now I'm annoyed with my own self.
mhm.
Is worried about health on their wedding day for their wedding cake. I'm sorry. If I was getting married, I wouldn't care. I want all the sugar, all the fat, all the buttercream, all the alcohol that you can put in my cake.
I'm going to ask you a
Not believable.
question, a basic
But
question, because I
mm,
used to do events.
yes,
Who goes to do a cake tasting to order a cake, presumably on the day that you do the cake tasting, if one, you don't have a venue, two, you don't have a wedding date, three, you don't even have a groom? I'll wait.
yeah, you kind of need those. Those things are helpful when going to,
All
you know.
right. Thank you. All right.
Those, those,
This
those
scene
are
was
helpful.
bullshit. This scene was bullshit. Fuck all of them all
Oh,
the way off with this scene.
I mean, like if you like, the only time I've ever heard of something like that happening is if you have allergies or food allergies. That's typically what I've seen happen. I've seen shows where like maybe the
Mm-hmm.
bridegroom has food allergies, so they'll do two smaller cakes, one for to go with the person who
Mm-hmm.
has the allergies, and a regular cake.
If you do a phone consult, because I'm gonna go
Mm-hmm.
back to remember that guy from was it Jersey? Um Not Mario. It
Cake
was the
boss.
family cake boss, yeah. If they do a phone consult and you bring
Mm-hmm.
up, I have celiac disease. So when I come in to meet Cake Boss to talk about my cake,
Mm-hmm.
he's already going to have, you're going to give your ideas in the phone consult. You already know how many people you're feeding. He's going to do his sketches or whatever, and he's going to have some samples there, bearing in mind that you got celiac disease, right? And you're
Right.
going to taste, you're going to like, and you're going to bada bing, bada boom. And there you go. It's all done. But that's if you got one of his boorish sisters on the phone asking, "What do you want? How many people? What's the date? What's the catering hall? What time?" All of this shit they're gonna ask you in that phone consult. And then you come and you show up for the cameras to sit down and talk with Cake Boss, and he's gonna tell you what he's gonna do for you, and put an engine in it with a battery hookup, and it's gonna fly away at the end of your wedding. Case closed. This was just so ridiculous. TLC and whoever's the production company, you need to hire me and Jamal, because you have a savvier audience. And right now, I feel like you're patronizing me. You're really thinking I'm stupid. None of this makes sense. I know your characters are dumb, but make it a little bit more palatable for us who have a semi decent IQ. Sorry. FM says, props to Debbie and Jamal doing this recap. I struggle to watch the show Thousand Pound Sisters. Actually, only watch the show to support y'all's recap. FM, thank you so much for doing that. But we don't want to hurt you. If it's a struggle, don't watch the show. Just come on here. We'll go off on tangents. We don't really talk about the show anyway, other than to say that it's BS. FM says, I continue to watch Thousand Pound Sisters because I want to see if Gage's feet got cleaned. They will never get cleaned, but if they do, we'll let you know. We'll let you know. Don't worry. Production needs to be accountable as well, especially if children are involved in people's health. Yes. Yes, I agree with that. Oh, thanks. Everybody hit the like button. I know we don't say it enough. But we don't want to bother you either. But we love you if you did. Someway says, I don't think Megan and John have sex or kiss. I don't see it either. I've never seen like chemistry or a connection. And then the way how he's looked at her this season when she struggles to get on a bed or get up off the floor. He didn't even blow up her mattress.
No.
It's just weird. It's
And
just
he didn't offer.
weird.
Hold on. And he didn't offer to blow up the mattress either. She had to
I
ask him.
know. I know. Ashley should be treating weight loss as her new full-time job. Yes. And I question her. Okay, you know how she sits there and she says, I need to get this weight loss surgery, and then I'm going to get somebody's son, and we're going to get married, and I'm going to have a baby, and da 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 da. Are we going down the same road as Amy? She's going to get this weight loss surgery and not wait 2 years to have a baby and then ruin everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need a repeat. I
No.
don't. Because she's what, 37, 38?
Yep.
Okay, girl. Okay. Not me. The cake tasting is the last thing you do, isn't it? Yep, it is. because you need the venue, you need to know how many people are coming. You need to know, like, it is the last thing you do. Um but whatever. Um what else? What else happened here? Oh, Ashley and Tina go to Dr. Proctor. Ashley went and not Ashley, Tina went in there thinking, yeah, I'm just going to get this surgery. I had my breakthrough. I'm putting me first. I'm not scared about dying on the table anymore. And Ashley got approved. She made her weight goal. She got approved. And then he turns to Tina and says, but you're not approved. Why not? Why not? Why is he not going to approve her? What is happening here? Didn't he say
Well,
all she had to lose was 10 pounds?
but has she gone through the therapy sessions yet, though?
Oh.
We haven't seen that with her yet. We've seen Ashley start going. We've seen Vanessa go, but I don't. We
Mhm.
haven't seen Tina go. So I think that
Okay,
could be it.
so all right, let's hope that that's it. Cuz I thought that that was horrible, but I think she could benefit from it because,
Hmm.
and you know what I would like to see? I would like to see Miss Chris come back on this show on a regular basis to kick these bitches' asses. Her and that blonde hair chick.
Yeah, they
I would
did
like to
really
make
well
them
with
make
them.
regular visits.
You know what? Now this could be far fetched, whatever, but it
Mhm.
would be great for the group. Yeah, we'll throw in Megan too. We'll throw in Megan too. For them to go to Fit Farm once a month for a monthly reset. That would be good for them. And then we would get to see Chris and them on the farm.
Hey, Black Lavender. I was happy for Ashley too, but I hope she's taking this seriously because I feel like she's going to eat through this second weight loss surgery.
What do you
See.
think?
Oh,
They
yes. Okay. Go ahead.
they go there once a month to keep them on track.
I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it at all because somehow this woman got to Tina, whereas others couldn't. And I appreciate her for that. And then
Hmm.
the lady with the bullhorn, she got Ashley all the way up under Ashley's skin, which was entertaining. And Ryan reminded us about the scamming confidence drag queen.
I don't mean to. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh. I'm so sorry.
Mhm.
But I was just like, okay, these are the five pillars. And you're the one. And I've watched RuPaul's Drag Race. I've seen other Drag Race shows. I'm like, ma'am, I've never heard of you. I'm like, who is this?
She's big in the Atlanta. She's
I
big in
mean,
Atlanta.
like, and I've never heard of the drag queen. Maybe she's big in Atlanta. I'm like, what went through my head was like, Shangela wasn't available. I
Can they
mean,
afford Shangela on TLC?
oh, that's right. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Shangela's big money. Well, they can
Mm-hmm.
find some like queen that was booted off on like on the first or second episode to come through and do that. No. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
I was I was just like, who are you? I've never heard of you, but okay.
I um I
Okay, see,
listened to the
Ryan, listen to me.
pillars and I
Hold
wasn't
on.
into it. Uh-huh.
Ryan, thank you. You agree with us. Thank you.
This was the best that they could find. Yeah. And was it just me or were you seeing the beard come through?
Oh, the
Or was it
shadow.
razor bumps?
I wasn't paying attention because I was not really impressed.
Well,
Like,
I
we'll
didn't
get
know
into that.
why that was necessary. Like, I would have rather them go back to the gym.
Yes,
Maybe if the drag queen was in the gym telling them work it or something, it would have been much more entertaining.
I know they wanted a plus size drag queen, and I get that. I like that. But every time I think about somebody, I think about, I'm like, well, no, TLC can't afford them either. I'm like, damn,
No, they
really using the
can't.
budget. They can't
Let's just
afford.
face it, TLC is not going to pay anything to this person to come on here and do this. That's why they wound up with them. If
So they
you're
could have
giving
got
the stars of the show $1,000 an episode, what do you think a walk on is going to get?
yeah, I kept thinking of Tree, can't afford her. Delta Work, y'all can't afford her. Everyone I always want to see her, y'all can't. You're right. I forget the budget. I keep forgetting the TLC, not Bravo.
You know, they gave her $50 and a voucher for McDonald's Happy Meal.
Uh,
Just saying.
no, you make a good point because you can't pay the guest star more than the cast.
You talking Shangela. Wasn't she just on Dancing with the Stars? Bitch, what? No. She's so beyond this.
I know. It's like in my head, like I always go to the back, and then someone always tell me Jamal budget. I'm like, okay, sorry, my bad.
I mean, come on now.
The five pillars. I'm like, what? What? The five pillars of confidence? Only five? You narrowed it all the way down to five.
I, okay, and then she
Oh,
brought her own props. Mm-mm-mm.
Ryan. Okay, we see Ryan.
It
Her makeup wasn't that
wasn't.
great. She didn't extend her blend, her makeup part of that.
She
Oh,
didn't. She didn't. It was
gotcha.
crazy, especially in certain lighting, especially when they were doing like the upshots.
Right.
You know, it wasn't as bad straight on, but when they started doing the upshots, when they were doing the runway stuff, I was like, "Ooh, okay." Hmm.
It's like this. I'm like, why did y'all try to give us drag you in 5 minutes? That's what this was.
Mhm.
That's what this was. And I was just like, I get the premise. I do. But you could tell with the cast, and maybe it's just me. They weren't really into the scene. They just went along with it because they knew this person got paid.
Tina was into it because Tina was feeling herself in her little spaghetti strap dress.
But Tina's the ultimate team player too, so I'm gonna put that aside. But they weren't really like into it. I was just like, I get it. It was
Mm-mm-mm.
also sad. The process was sad. Was sad. Oh, it was just bad. It was just bad all the way around. And here's my whole thing with that one segment. Y'all could give us another day at Fit Farm, or y'all could
Yeah.
have, or y'all could have Chris come down to check in on them. Y'all
Chris
could have
getting
given us
paid
that.
more than $50 plus a Happy Meal voucher. Let's just call a thing a
True,
thing.
true. This was just like a wasted scene in my opinion because it didn't do anything. I wasn't interested because I knew this was just a show.
Yeah. I think the best parts of this episode was at the very beginning, hearing Tina talk about how Chris spoke to her and finally saw her, and that she's come to the conclusion that she's finally putting herself first and she's not going to be scared anymore and she's going to get that surgery. And kudos for Tina to coming so far. So, and then the end of the episode, with this is Dr. Proctor.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is Dr. Proctor. The visit to Dr. Proctor's office, which set up for next week, to find out why Tina isn't approved for now, which we
right.
all know she is. Um, and then seeing the preview for next week where Tina Timing is everything. You're gonna kick her out of her out of your house during her bachelorette weekend, and yet, do we know whether or not John knows he's getting married or not? Just saying.
Right.
Just saying. Um, Chris
And
got free
I was
promo and gets clients from Dr.
right.
Proctor. Oh, okay.
And here's the thing. This is what I've noticed. Megan has an interesting effect on the group
Mhm.
because if you notice, whenever Megan doesn't really have positive one-on-one scenes with people. Have you noticed that? And
She's
I
a downer.
what really kind of brought that to my attention is I compare Tina and Megan's visit with Dr. Proctor with Tina
Mhm.
and Ashley's visits with Dr. Proctor.
Mhm.
And I'm like, there's like it's interesting how Megan affects the one-on-one scene because I have not seen them have a positive one-on-one scene, meaning Megan. I'm like, dude, like you are the problem here because when everyone else is away from her, great scenes, good content. But when she's a part of it, it's like, dude, you like you said, she's a downer. She brings it down.
Well, not only that, she's also very focused on stealing the limelight of the scene for herself.
Mm,
So she sucks the air out of the room. And it's annoying now because she doesn't, in order, like, she should have in her head, this is an ensemble cast. So you're supposed to work together
right.
and bring out the best in each other. But Megan's so selfish and self centered. She just comes into every scene with one primary focus. How do I
Okay.
make this about me? Because the last time Megan and Tina went to Dr. Proctor, that was Tina's appointment,
Right.
and Megan hijacked it.
That's what made me go back and give this more thought because I was like, wow, even though they hit their goal, but I kind of got the feeling even if one had missed, the other one would have still been supportive as a friend should. Versus had Megan failed, Megan would have started crying and like you said, hijack the scene. I really
Mm-hmm.
felt Megan, not Megan, Tina and Ashley really worked well in this scene, and it would have worked well either way. And Megan is not a quote unquote bad person. Well, I think the problem is partly what you said. Like she likes to hijack the scene. She wants to be the star. But then, on the other hand, she's what I want to call a fake cheerleader. Like she's cheering for you, but she doesn't want you to do better than her.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were having a good time at the in the couple was an episode or two ago where they're at was it was Vanessa's right with the smoothies and
Mm-hmm.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
I go back to that scene. Vanessa was getting the girls to try different smoothies, different combinations, giving them recipes, right? It was like her little event. It was her time to lead the ensemble, right? Great. But Megan just had to announce that she's getting married there. Really?
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at all your friends are talking about what you talking about,
Oof.
which to me lets me know that that wasn't supposed to be a part of this episode, in my opinion.
Well, I think I also think that production on the sly is trying to make these friendships fracture. What else have they got? Um, hold on. Okay, so thank you, Ryan, for confirming. Okay, so it would be we have seen a snippet of when John proposed to Megan on that other show. What was it called? Big Fun.
Too large, I think it
Too
was.
large. Too large. We saw a snippet of that. I think last week, and I can't remember. But they got engaged on a show. I don't know how real it is, but he was down on one knee proposing to her. Um, I just with them with those two, I just don't see, like, I'll be damned if I'm with a man and we in the bed at night together doing carnal things, and I'm on the floor, all 500 pounds of me, and I'm struggling to get up, and he's just laying back looking at me. Or if I'm struggling to get on a bed and I'm falling down and he's just letting me fall down like a beach whale. Or if we're having a conversation and he can't even lift his head to look at me, I'll be damned if I bring that on a show and say we in a relationship. Really? Nuh-uh, no ma'am. Mm-mm. I follow Tina on IG. She went grocery shopping and show her shopping. It was a lot of healthy food, green fruit, and something else. Okay. Did it say that she had her surgery? I follow Megan also on IG, and she is also doing great with healthy eating. Just for y'all to see, but once IG shuts down, I'm sure she's hitting Kentucky Fried Chicken like I would, or Publix. Sorry, that was mean of me. I shouldn't say that. They probably had to sell Megan's ring on account of them being broke living in Tina's basement. Or it turned green after it came out the bubblegum machine. You never know. Megan is so dumb, like she could carry a show on her own. The show title is £1,000 Friends. True. This. Aha. Susan says Megan is jealous of anyone else's success. I can see that. FM says, I want cake. Found that to be the most interesting part of the episode. The only thing I found interesting in that was when Tina started eating the other cakes that were not keto and sugar free. The wedding cake alone is super pricey. Yes, it is. Yeah, doing carnal things, get down with the get down.
I
Bumping
will say this
ugly.
though,
Mm-hmm.
with regards to Megan,
Mm-hmm.
she will always be in the same place until she gets more therapy, in my opinion, because she needs to work through some things.
In the basement?
She really, yeah, that like she has a lot going on in her head, and the way she reacts is not good, especially when it comes out to her friends. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I go back to what I said last week, and I do feel this way. I think the only reason she is going to marry John if they get married is because she's scared to put herself back out there because she doesn't think she's good enough and she keeps reinforcing that in her head. And I'm looking at her like, okay, you don't think like you're good enough, but didn't she say like either last season or I think it was last season that John liked her heavier?
I wouldn't be surprised.
And I'm like, well, here's the thing, like if he got with you at like 500 pounds. So I'm thinking like, well, if he liked you at 500 pounds, how does he feel about you now? And I keep wondering if he's treating her the way he's treating her because he's no longer attracted to her.
Probably.
Because there's no, like you said, there's no chemistry, there's no affection. I'm like, I don't think he's into her anymore because she's lost the weight.
If they get married, it'd be very surprising.
I agree with you.
I just whatever this show. Ugh. Anyway, next week should be better. Why am I saying that at the end of every one of these episodes? Next week should be better.
I mean, we're going off the
Especially if Tina
previews.
kicks out Megan.
Man, that would be tragic, but also TV gold.
Well, it probably will be the highlight of the bachelorette party. Yeah, maybe he is a what do you call it? Chubby chaser? Is that politically correct? I don't know. I don't know. But
I
for
think he just wants
somebody
to
who
wants to get
doesn't
a
do
woman.
anything to help, you would be attracted to someone who is that big, who needs a lot of help. Like, what is he
I mean,
doing?
I think it's just something. I think it's just a physical thing. Some people just like what they like, and I'm just looking at it and taking in what you and the chat are saying, and it just makes me think like, does is he just not attracted to her anymore because she's lost the weight? And I'm going off of that and the way that he treats her. Like I'm taking in everything you said, like how he treats her, the lack of affection, the lack of chemistry. I'm like,
The lack of looking at her.
yeah,
It's very weird. The two Johns, John and Johnny in that house are highly suspect. But I want to hear what Tina got to say about Johnny and why he want Megan out. I want to hear that whole thing.
I wonder now. Speculation only.
Mhm.
I'm just thinking how to phrase this properly, and the best way I can do it is like, what if Megan told Tina that she shouldn't take her husband back, and that's why he don't like her. Because I say that because generally, when men walk out on their wives and family,
Mhm.
and the best friend is a woman, that best friend will not generally be supportive of that husband coming back. What if Megan was telling her like, you shouldn't take him back because he already left you one time, and during reconciliation, Tina accidentally told him what Megan said.
Or basically, she said, I'm going to let Megan stay here with us just in case you decide to leave again.
No, that's also plausible.
Because she was here for me when you weren't.
I could go with that too. Because him not liking Megan the way he does not like her, it just seems more personal. That's all. It just seems more personal.
Mm. FM. Oh my God. They get a Costco rotisserie chicken versus KFC. Costco rotisserie chicken is bougie, according to Jamal.
I mean, that's that fancy seasoning. That's all. But I'm not gonna lie. We have a little place that's like Trader Joe's, but it's not Trader Joe's,
Hmm.
and they sell rotisserie chicken. And I used to go pick up them bad boys two at a time. So rotisserie chicken, you have to be bougie though, but not everyone can do a good rotisserie chicken. So
That's true.
bougie, bouginess is okay at some things.
Hmm. Not the $4. FM, you know it's $5.
That'd be some good. That'd be some good chicken though.
Hmm.
But
And at
so
my
with
Costco,
ours,
people be having like six of them in the cart. I'm like, where are you going with six? Who are you feeding?
right? Because for me, when we used to go by them, we used to bring them home, set them in the oven for like an extra 10 minutes, and just get that extra little crispiness on them. I sat there one time. I kid you not. I said, I really want this chicken, so I bought two. Took them home, put them both in the oven. My mom was like, "Why are you putting two rotisserie chickens in the oven?" At the time when we lived in our old place, it was just three of us. I said, "Oh, because I really wanted this chicken, and I know I could eat this one whole chicken by myself, so I bought y'all one so y'all could share." And that's exactly what I did. I cut.
Oh my God.
I ate half the rotisserie chicken for lunch, and I
Uh-huh.
ate the other half for dinner.
Damn.
Yeah,
Mm-mm. Okay, so FM has an opinion here. Better than Sprouts rotisserie. and cheaper.
Well, see, I've never been to Sprouts. To me, Sprouts is just wants to be Whole Foods and it's not. And I refuse. I refuse to give you $10 to $12 for rotisserie chicken. I'm
Maybe
not
I'm
doing it.
making chicken salad for the office potluck. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just like whenever like the Costco that I go to, like I'm the only person that walks around with just one rotisserie chicken in my cart. Everyone else has like a minimum of 2 to 3, and then like you'll see some people with like 6 in there, like they just came for the rotisserie chicken and cleaned out a whole level of chickens. Mm-mm-mm. I don't know. But y'all, that was the episode. That was Thousand Pound Best Friends Season 2, Episode 7, right
Oh,
here waiting for you. I don't have
real quick,
anything
real
else to
quick.
say. Huh?
Uh, Sprouts. Oh, for Ryan. Sprouts. So Sprouts are located in Alabama, Arizona, California, Colorado. They're across the country. They're in multiple states.
Mmm.
They got some in Florida, Georgia, Louisiana. They're spread across the country
Oh.
pretty good. Pretty
FM
good.
says she only goes to Sprouts for certain snacks and after
Mm,
Costco runs. Oh, okay.
okay. That that makes sense. That makes sense.
I've
So
never heard of
Midwest.
Sprouts either.
So Midwest. They're in Missouri, Kansas.
Are they in Florida?
Yes.
They are?
Yes.
Oh. I gotta look them up and see if any are down here in the MIA.
It's just like Whole Foods. Like for me,
Oh, it
if
is.
if I go to Whole Foods, it's because they have a specific brand of something. Like for me, it used to be the almond butter. They had this specific brand of almond butter that you could only find there. And there were just times I had to bite the bullet and pay that $11 for that jar of almond butter.
You paid $11 for almond butter?
Yeah, it was that good.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, but they were it was the I had tried other almond butters. They were okay, but nothing compared to this particular brand. And I really wanted that brand, so I stuck it up and paid that $11 for that jar. And that jar lasted me. I made that. Okay, they put it this way. I made that jar last me a good 2 months.
I can tell you
Made
this, don't ever get a rotisserie chicken from Whole Foods. Them birds, they're on a keto diet and they just don't look right.
mm,
Give me the steroid bulked up versions from down at Costco.
gotcha.
Mm-mm. Have you ever seen the rotisserie chickens at Whole Foods?
No,
I
I
never
haven't been to
see
Whole
some
Foods in
so
so long.
scrawny in my life. Never see some so scrawny in my life. Oh gosh. All right, y'all. That's it. So tomorrow we'll have just one show, and that'll be Real Housewives of Miami. Did they give a new episode today?
They should,
Oh shoot, that's bougie Jamal. First world problems.
right?
Thank
No,
you.
yeah, yeah. I was really mad at myself too that but like I said, I really wanted almond butter. Sometimes, I had to like let me tell you, I had to cut out like 2 to 3 days of coffee for that one jar of almond butter, but I did it.
You had to cut out 2 to 3 days of coffee for one jar of almond butter.
Yeah,
You need to check and see if they have it on Amazon.
yeah. It's been a while since I've had the almond butter, but I just remember like hearing about Whole Foods and how expensive it is, and I agree. But like, they carry just certain brands, and if you like that brand, you go there. But like I'll tell people, so what I'll do is I go in, I go with the one track mind. I go in for only the items I need. Go in, Now I do stop at the hot food truck. They be having they samosas was on point. So I would grab me like 2 to 3 samosas, and then I would head to each spot, grab the items I need on my list, and then don't look right or left, just go right back to the checkout counter.
What? No, you gotta
Yeah.
stop by the bakery.
No, that their bakery's dangerous.
You gotta stop by the bakery. You gotta stop by the prepared food section, but not the buffet that's open to everybody because at my Whole Foods, they actually put their hands in it. And yeah,
Oh, that's
uh-huh.
unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah, I go to the guys behind the counter. Their stuffed portobello mushrooms are really
Mm,
awesome. The green bean thing, then there's a chickpea salad, then there's
mm.
an ancient grains cold salad
Okay.
that's also really good. And then there's the brioche Danish in the bakery section. And then at the holiday time, you can order your Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's meals from them. Super
Oh,
easy.
nice.
Hmm. And all I have to do is warm it up and throw away afterwards. Yay.
Right.
Are we doing cocktails with Heidi today? I'm not sure. Hold on. Let me see if I have messages. Heidi, good morning. Are we good for tonight? Yep. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. um, yes, we are. I don't have a time yet, but I just confirmed. Thank you for reminding me. She sent me this message this morning. Oh my God. I'm so bad at looking at my phone. Um, but yeah, join us tonight for cocktails and whatever I'm going to be eating. All right, Jamal, any final thoughts on this show? Did we hit everything though?
Yeah. I mean, it was a solid episode overall, and it was a good bridge until the next blow up. So
Yeah, yeah. But as you know, I don't always trust the edit.
right context.
So I just want to hear what Johnny has to say, what Tina says that Johnny said, and then how Megan is going to try to make it all about her.
Exactly. And then tonight,
And
speaking of
by
context,
then, I'll tune off.
tonight is the night where we find out if Adriana made us take Alexia aside or was it just editing. So huge night on Miami.
Do we know whether there is a new show or not?
There
Oh,
should
wait.
be because
14.
it doesn't affect the Super Bowl doesn't affect them.
Hold on. What episode did we have left? Yep, episode 14 is out. Yep. Rage, release, repeat. That should be
This
interesting.
is yeah, because like I said, Twitter was waiting on his hands for this episode to see like because people were not happy with Adriana. They're like, girl, like you gonna make us take Alexia side on this one, really? So I'm like, yeah, I'm with y'all on this one because Adriana, baby, like if you, I need context. I'm not gonna fry you yet, but if you made us side with Alexia, yes, and we gonna have to talk about it because you can't do that because even Alexia's like quote unquote fans were against her this season. Kind of like, what are you doing?
What she always been doing since season one.
Yeah, everybody you don't know, Debbie has never been for Alexia. Never.
Never, ever, ever.
I was for Alexia because I liked her. Um, but this Alexia, like this iteration of Miami, not really a fan of. It's like she's reaching.
This has been her all the time.
I just never saw it that way. I honestly did. I honestly didn't. I really didn't. And that's just because I always looked to her as the Cuban fun mom, a good friend to Miss Maris. I always looked at, what it is, and I'll be honest. Maybe I have a little bit of blinders because I always put her and Marisol together. Always. To me, it was always Alexia and Marisol. Now I think about Marisol on her own. I never really liked Alex. I never looked at Alexia on her own, but I'm like, ugh. Why don't you buy yourself?
See,
Mm.
and I can stomach Marisol. I can't stomach Alexia because Alexia is ignorant.
Oh my goodness. Not Alexia is ignorant. Come on now.
She's ignorant.
Yeah. But anywho, yeah, tonight I can't wait to watch. I need context and I'm gonna see what Twitter has to say. Yeah, because if it's the way that it's seen, if there's no editing shenanigans, Adriana needs to get roasted for that because you don't bring up people's children and as a weapon against them. You just don't.
We'll see.
Right? No, we have to
We'll
see how we
see.
have to see. We have to see. Mm-mm.
All right, y'all. Join us tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 noon Pacific, where we'll be talking about Real Housewives of Miami. I haven't watched it yet. I have to go and watch it. Jamal, we will
I
discuss
have to watch
further
it.
tomorrow for sure.
Yes, I
So
cannot
everybody
wait.
bring y'all mojitos tomorrow and join us for Real Housewives of Miami. Jamal, any final thoughts?
No, we are good to go.
All right, y'all. Until next time. Bye.